Hi everybody. Hi everybody. How we doing? Before I go ahead and hit the gym, I want to go ahead and get this word out that God told me to say. He said a couple of my children, he said majority of my children right now have enemies coming against them. Yep. He said, majority of you guys have enemies coming against y'all. Y'all trying to figure out you good to your enemies. Why they coming against you or why this is going wrong? God says that he got something for you. He going to go ahead and relieve you today. Like I said, I'm about to enter the gym, but before I enter the gym, I want to go ahead and release this word that God told me to release. We're going to go to the book of Job in the Bible. Real quick, backstory of Job. Job was the richest man in the Bible. He had everything that he could have. He had the status. He had people that love him. He had his wife, his family. Job was the richest man up in the Bible that God could gave. The reason for that because Job had a real close relationship with our Father. Any move that Job did or before he did his move, he made sure he went in prayer and he had talked to the Lord before he get it. And God was very generous to Job because Job was very faithful to God, very obedient to God. So whatever God told Job to do, he did. But it was this particular person stumbled along Job, Job and God in the Bible, and Lucifer, our enemies is Lucifer. He said Lucifer came to God came to the area where God had all his children, including Job. He seen everything work out, but the devil, he couldn't touch him. Lucifer couldn't touch him. He in the corners with his demon ass kids, looking at Job, couldn't touch him until he stumbled upon God. God was like, "Yeah, what's up, man? What you doing here?" You know what I'm saying? I know who you is. You ain't supposed to be here. Lucifer told God. Lucifer looked at God and told him, like, "Man, I'm trying to find out one of your children so I can mess up their life." God said, "What?" He said, "I'm trying to find out one of your kids what life I'm gonna mess up this time around." But God said, "You haven't found one yet?" He said, "No, I haven't found one yet." He said, "All right, how that mean when you find one?" Lucifer go back out to the land. He's looking around. He's looking around trying to find out who life he can fuck up on the land of God. And he couldn't find one. He go back to God. God said, "Yeah, what's up, my man? You found one of my children where you can mess over their life?" He said, "No. God said, "All right, don't even worry about it. I got you." He said, "How you heard about my son Job or my servant Job?" He said, "Yeah, I heard about them. Like I think Lucifer telling God like, yeah, people out, everybody like him. He doing good work. But I think why he doing good work because you keep blessing him." God said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I think why, Job out there doing his thing and he like you, he care about you, because God at this point, God's bragging on Lucifer, telling Lucifer, like, how you saw my servant Job. He doing things, got all the riches, helping the poor people out, helping his family out, still a godly man, still a humble man. How you see my servant Job?" And Lucifer said, "Yeah, I checked him out. I see in the corner, y'all. Because your enemies always sitting in the corner, peeping you out. They always, oh, okay, that's what they're doing. Trying to figure out where they could come in and mess you over. That's what they're doing." So God said, Job was like, okay. God said, "Well, you know what, Job? God told Lucifer, like, you know what? You go ahead and have Job. You know what I'm saying? You say you want to mess up one of my kids' life? I'm gonna give you my servant Job." You know what I mean? Go and Lucifer tell you, "What, for real? Like you gonna get like he's like you gonna give me Job? I see what Job do. He's a faithful man. He pray to you. He help the people out. He make sure his wife is good. He make sure the whole land is good. He read his Bible. You know what I'm saying? He do right by you. Don't do no wrong. You gonna give me your servant Job?" God said, "Yeah, let me give it to you." So Lucifer already knowing what he about to do to Job, because Lucifer already hating on Job, because Job out there, what he got? All the land. Got everything. Everybody love me. "Oh, Job, thank you, Job. Been praying for me. Pray for me, Joyce. I got you. I got you." Everybody loving on Job. So Lucifer was happy that he finna get his hands on one of the servants that just got everything. So God said, so as Lucifer walking back into the land to go ahead and start attacking Job, God said, "Hold on, wait a minute, my man. What up, my man?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "What's up, man?" He said, "You can do anything to Job but spare his life." He said, "What you mean?" He said, "You could take anything, you could do anything to him but spare his life." What y'all say what that means? He basically has said is God's giving the devil permission to go ahead and attack Job because God know what he put up in Job, but Lucifer don't. Lucifer is so glammed by what Job have, the riches, and everybody love Job and Job this and Job that. So Lucifer's all like, man, I'm about to see if I take all this, wipe all this out. Let me see where your homeboys at. Let me see who's gonna wipe Job did. Boom. Job head out. Lucifer head out to the land. He go out there. First thing he attacked is Job money. He started taking some of the cattle away. You know what I mean? He swiped that out. Okay. Job, one of Job's servants came up to him like, Job, servant. He said, yes, man. He said, a man came up in the land, took some of your cattle. Now they all gone. Took it all. Job said, all right, okay, all right. So as Job was giving his bad news, he told his servant, okay, don't worry about it. I got it. Job goes back into his prayer closet and prayed to God and said, God, these people take somebody came on my land and took half of my portion of my money away, but it's okay. So he prayed to God. God probably told him that. Don't worry about it. Job got out of his prayer closet, went back to the land, continued to serve the people, continued to be kind to people, continued to watch over to his family. He just continued to do the same thing, even though the enemy was attacking Job, which is Lucifer, Job was still okay. This happened to me. I'm gonna release it to my father. I'm gonna continue to do me and let my father handle it. This fight ain't against me, it's against my father. That's what little Job go do. Job goes back to the land. 2 more servants showed up. Job. Oh man, they don't want to tell him. Man, the same man that was here yesterday came back today and wiped all your kids out. Job had 7 kids. Lucifer killed all 7 kids of Job. Killed all kids. He said, okay, all right. Job said, okay, cool. All my 7 kids is gone. I can live with that. Another servant popped out. Hey, Job. He said, yes, sir. He said, the man that was here yesterday and today took the rest of your money. So we got nothing. You broke, man. He said, okay. So let me get this straight. This is how Job, okay, all my kids is gone, which is 7 of them. And the rest of my inheritance that my father gave me, he took that too. Cool. Let me go back into my prayer closet. Man, Joe go back to his prayer closet. He had some time with God, got some understanding on the situation was happening. God gave him a direction. Job came back out of his prayer closet. At this point, Lucifer going back to our God, telling our God, you see, I kill all his kids. God, like, y'all see that? That was cool. See, I took all the rest of Joe's money. Yeah, that was cool too. Took all Joe's money, that was cool too. He said, and then Lucifer told God, but I'm not understanding why he keep praying to you. I'm attacking all his stuff that he like and he like doing, but every time I attack this man, it seems like he keep coming back in the prayer closet praying to you and go back out there and continue to do his work. So Lucifer was all messed up, you know what I mean? So Lucifer wasn't happy with the results he was getting out of Job, because at this point, you take away somebody's money, their kids, you know how we do. Take away my money, my kids. Hey, bro, man, finna go out and they took my whole life. That's how we feel, but not Job. Because Job was getting some understanding on where he was at because he had God. He lived on to God. When he was getting attacked by his enemies and getting attacked by fortune and things was getting taken away from him, he depended on God. He didn't depend on his self-understanding, he told God. So wherever understanding that God had God, Job, he rolled with it. He didn't understand, he rolled with it. So Job goes back out there, started messing up Job's house where he stay at. Him, his wife, because all his kids is gone. Everybody that Job helped is all gone. Everybody just gone. It's just basically Job had his faith. He had God. He had his wife, and that's all he had. Because everybody else was all like, "Nah, I'm up out of here." Things tend to fan out here with Job. Job, what do you did? I know you was helping me, but God's coming after you. And Job like, "No, I don't think this is God." He's like, "No, I don't think it's God, somebody else." Even though that Job did not know, even though that Job had so much trust in God, he knew that God was not bringing him through this trauma. He knew it was something else and it wasn't God. I'm going to stop you right here. First over Job. God is bringing this story to you guys today because He is saying anything that He allowed that's bad happen in your life, He allowed it. I know you just lost your mom. I know you just lost your dad. I know you just broke up with your baby daddy. I know this fool over here cheating with you. This woman. I know so much right now is happening to you. It's the new year. You're trying to get close in with God. He said everything that's happening right now, He allowed it to touch you. And the reason why He's allowed to touch you, because He's showing your enemies, I don't care what you do to my daughter, what you do to my son, spare their life. Do it, spare their life. I know y'all sitting there thinking like, man, is God's the op? You know, God's He my op. Nah, he not your op. As the enemies hit you guys, as the enemies take things away from us, or people do things for us, we gotta get some understanding is that God is building our character. And I know a lot of people like me, even I said, God, I've been doing this for 37 years. Been nice, been doing this, I'm tired. But God said in 2025, He cut us so deep to the point in 2026 we numb. How does that look? You know how you'll get your teeth pulled? They numb you first, and after they numb you, they start working on it. He said, all those wounds, all those cuts, all the betrayal you took in 2025, I was preparing you for 2026. That's why you feel so fatigued. That's why you feel numb to the world, because He said, right, you're in the spot that I want you to be at, numb to the world, meaning your enemies can't come to you and cut you no more because they ain't going to hurt no more because you used to it, He said. He said, you at a place that you is so numb, the only thing that you can do is stay still while He work on you. That's it. When you numb, all you can do is just, it hurts, but only thing you feeling, not no longer feeling plus, you feeling the pressure that God's putting on your body. It's the pressure right now. So 2026, He said, that pressure that you feel, He said, that's me working on those wounds. That's me working on those enemies, because your enemies got to come to me before they do anything to you. Anybody that wants to do something to you, good or bad, they got to get permission from me. So right now, in the new year, I know a lot of us this year just started, and we already started off bad. But He said, hold on, my daughter. Hold on, my son. I'm working on you. That's what I heard He just said. He said, I'm working on you. I know that you numb. I know that you tired. I know you can't move no more. No, you're not giving your hands up. It's just I'm in control now. That pressure you feeling, I'm in control now. That pressure you keep feeling on your body, I'm in control now. I am sitting here basically renewing you. As I'm working on you, I'm renewing your character. As I'm working on you, I'm taking all those cuts and wounds and the thoughts. As I'm working on you, my daughter and my son, I'm renewing. I'm renewing. So this pressure that we feel, let's go ahead and sit in this pressure. Don't even worry about your enemies. Don't worry about nothing that's happening to you right now in 2020. Matter of fact, 2026, God said He about to blow our mind. If you just let Him continue to keep you numb and you without fighting, anything that happened to you, don't resist it now. Don't, something happened to you, but all right, just get into your prayer closet like Job did and pray to God and tell Him what's going on, so He give you some understanding what's going on, so He give you your next direction, because He don't want you to focus on what's happened to you. He wants you to focus on Him so you can get through that. You heard what I said? He don't want you to focus on what's happening to you in the midst of what's happened to you. He see what's happening to you. He caused it to happen to you. He said, I want you to focus on me. Please focus on me. You get through it. So all I'm saying is this right here. I'm gonna leave this message what God told me right here. Whatever happened to you through 5 years, 10 years, 37 years like me, He said that cycle of us came to a close. He said that cycle of us came to a close. He said in 2026, we no longer talk about enemies and people doing this to us or doing that to us. We're going to take accountability and we're going to mature into Him and get some understanding of all these years, get some understanding. But He said, right now, don't even worry about your enemies, because see, your enemies is already punked, because He set your enemies up to come into your life. to do the things he needs to do to your life so you can grab onto him. And once you grab onto God like you are right now, because you're so numb and that's the only place you go to is him, he better start working on us. Yeah, so this year I want you to get up. Thank God for what he gave you. Thank God for what he got you through. I want you to get up. I want you to, like I said in my last video, I still want you guys to do your self care. I'm right now gonna go ahead and just step into the gym, but I want you to continue to journal, my brothers and my sisters. I want you to continue to have a more deeper relationship with God. And then the more deep relationship you have with God and we have together, every time that I come on this platform and I record, it's going to be something that he tells me to tell you. If we connected to him, he's going to speak to me to speak to you like he did tonight. So there's no more crying. There's no more getting upset at. There's no more of that. If an attack happens to you this year, whatever happens to you this year, just know God has gave it permission to touch you, and just know he's using that to strengthen you, to change your character. He's using that to renew your mindset, the way the way you think. He's reusing all of that because he said, I'm moving you guys from poverty into purpose. We've been sitting in poverty for a long time. It's time for us to move into purpose. But before he moves us into purpose, he got to continue to work on the character. But we got to continue to take accountability of what we're doing out here as well. Take your problems to God. Don't focus on your problems while you're going through your problems. Focus on him. Thank you for tuning into Unspoken Truth platform. And we see you next week. God bless.